Women empowerment is the highest it's ever been. From parents telling their children they should explore the world before they settle down, before they should get married. Experiment around a little bit. You hear this a lot. OnlyFans is the highest it's ever been. More and more women are dressing less modest online. Everywhere you look, it is getting more and more crazy. There's a lot of situations in this world that are really getting out of hand. A lot of things are just basically getting more and more chaotic. Just like the Bible and the Quran says that the world is only going to get more and more chaotic until the day of judgment. It seems like we are getting closer and closer to it because the amount of crazy things that are happening in the world. I could make a video that will probably last for days covering all these topics. But today, I want to talk about pornography. Pornography is very, very high right now. You're constantly seeing a lot of porn actresses being put on a high pedestal, always in the media. If it comes to Lena the Plug, or Lana Rhoades, or Bonnie Blue, it's crazy because you're always hearing about these women. The Bop House, it is just getting more and more out of hand. When you see these women online, they're constantly posting their bodies, they're constantly showing themselves off, and they're constantly in interviews talking about how happy they are and how much money they make. But when we dive deeper, how are they actually? Where is their mental health really when it comes to this stuff? A lot of spiritual and religious people believe that this is the wrong way to live for these women, and they're living life in completely the wrong way. And they are fucking themselves up and are basically in a mental prison that is being controlled by modern day media. So I wanted to take this video to really dive into the mind of the modern woman, the OnlyFans creator, the Instagram models, the actresses. When it comes to this topic, we can definitely sit here and talk about it for hours. But I want to use biology, science, and religion to cover my points. Keep in mind, everything that I say in my videos isn't something that I just came with, but I heavily research this stuff and make sure that it is accurate before I say it. Even if there's not 100% context or something that I'm missing out, it's not like I'm spreading any lies or misguiding anybody. And don't mind my voice, by the way, y'all. I'm a little bit sick, but let's just get right into it, y'all. I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm here to tell the truth, and I know this topic ain't easy to talk about, but it's necessary. A lot of women today are struggling mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and nobody's connecting the dots between that pain. And the choices they've been told are empowering. So let's break it down. Every time a woman has sex, her brain releases oxytocin. That's a bonding hormone. It's meant to build a trust and a connection to help her feel safe with the person she's with. But when that bond is made and broken over and over again, her ability to attach starts to wear down. Think of it like tape. The more times you stick it to different surfaces, the less it holds. And what most people don't realize is that this isn't just emotional. It's chemical. Women go through multiple partners, start to feel numb, detached, or confused. Not because they're weak, but because their brain is literally protecting them from overload. Then the dopamine kicks in, the pleasure chemical, and now we've got a cycle. Thrill, crash, regret. Over time, that cycle messes with the ability to feel peace. With that being said, it also impacts her ability to stay in stable relationships. She might crave drama, chase toxic partners, or lose interest in good men because her brain has been trained to associate love with chaos. That's why studies show that women with more past partners report higher rates of anxiety, depression, and emotional instability. Why? Because deep down, a lot of them were seeking real connection and got emptiness instead. They were told sex was physical, but spiritually, emotionally, mentally, it's never just that. Every partner leaves an imprint. That's not just religion. Even science shows traces of DNA from partners she's been with in the past. And on a soul level, it's even deeper. You start carrying the energy, trauma, habits of every man you've been with, and over time, that weighs down on you. You don't even know who you are anymore. Your trust is gone. Your joy is dim, your heart gets cold, and your view of love, men, and even yourself becomes twisted. You might start thinking all men are the same, or love ain't real, but really you've just been hurt too much to see it clearly. Society sold us a dream of freedom, but It was a trap, a system designed to exploit your body, drain your spirit, and silence your mind. Meanwhile, the media, the music, the influence, they're getting rich while you're getting broken. But here's the part they don't tell you. There's always a way back. Islam, Christianity, Judaism, all three major religions warned us. They don't shame women for being sexual, they protect women from being used. They teach that sex is sacred, that your body and your soul are meant for something greater. A legacy, not a hookup. This message ain't about shame, it's about healing. It's about getting your power back. Because once a woman understands her mind, her chemistry, her spirit, and starts guarding her peace, that's when she becomes unstoppable. That's when she becomes the woman she was always meant to be. Now let's be real for a second. A lot of chaos, a lot of pain we see in the world today could have been avoided straight up if men stood up and stayed solid and stopped being weak. Acting like weak followers with no backbone, half this mess wouldn't even exist. The truth is, when men stop leading with purpose, when they stop protecting, providing, and standing on principle, the whole foundation shakes. We're living in a time where too many men are chasing validation, worshiping women, trying to fit in, instead of rising up and holding it down. That's not how we were built. We were built to lead, to carry the weight. Until we start moving like that again, the cycle continues. Modesty is not weakness, it's divine armor. In every major religion from Islam, Christianity, and Judaism, a woman's modesty is seen as protection, not punishment. It's a shield over something sacred. Her soul, her worth, her future. Spiritually, when a woman preserves herself, she strengthens her connection to God and honors the divine design placed in her biologically. Her body isn't built for meaningless repetition. It bonds deeply, breaks painfully, and carries emotional scars from every man she lets in. Her brain floods with oxytocin, her emotions tied to intimacy. And when those bonds are made and broken over and over again, her ability to love, trust, and connect gets damaged. Psychologically, the more her body is exposed and given away, the more her mind becomes clouded with confusion, regret, emotional trauma. She begins to seek validation from lust, not love. She mistakes attention for value, and the world profits off of her pain. Music, porn, fashion, social media, all pushing the lie that sexual freedom is empowerment, when in reality it's exploitation. The truth is, women were never meant to be consumed. They were meant to be cherished. And when modesty is lost, society suffers. Men lose discipline, marriages collapse, and children grow up in chaos. A modest woman brings stability, grace, and honor to her community. She doesn't need to prove her worth with her skin or body count. Her worth is in herself. Respect her boundaries and her purpose. She's not out here competing with temporary flings. She's building legacy. The culture told women to be liberated, but all it gave them was heartbreak, depression, fatherless homes, and confusion. The real power is in restraint. Real beauty is in dignity. And the real freedom comes from protecting what's sacred. A modest woman isn't just respected, she becomes unforgettable. She becomes the blueprint. She becomes the mother of kings and queens. And until women reclaim that truth, society will stay lost in darkness. Now, y'all, this isn't something I'm just yapping about. This isn't something I'm just yapping about or just coming up with on the fly. This is all scientifically, biologically, spiritually, and religiously proven. When you argue with that, you're basically fighting an uphill battle. It is okay for you to want to empower women and for women to be amazing, but we can't sit here and pretend like men and women aren't different and that women can't do things better than men and men can't do things better than women. What women are here to do on earth is one of the most beautiful things that could possibly happen, and that is nurturing, that's giving birth, that's being an amazing person, being an amazing mother, and protecting her innocence and keeping her modesty. When y'all really want to be honest with yourselves, think about it. Do you want your mom dressing sexually? Would you like your sister dressing sexually? You want to make sure that your sister and your mom finds a nice, amazing man that can take care of them and make sure that your women are being taken care of and not being exploited. In modern day, they're saying they're pushing women empowerment and saying that they're pushing women to be amazing. but really all they're doing is exploiting them. The same media that says that they're trying to empower women and make women better, those are the same ones who are just pushing women sexually. When you really think about it, it's crazy because they turn around and say female empowerment, but then turn around and treat women like they're just objects, like they're just a TV to look at. But really, women's purpose are more deeper than anything that we can imagine. Women have probably the most responsible job that any creature has on the earth, and that is carrying babies. With a responsibility like that so important, it means a lot for her to make sure that she carries herself modest and that she carries herself well. And not to say that men aren't flawed, because men definitely are flawed. And this isn't a video of me trying to attack women or the current way that women live their life, because men should do a better job at stepping up and being men so that women wouldn't have to feel like this. Men shouldn't be cucks or simps, whatever you call it, and are chasing women and looking at women this type of way for women to feel like they have to do this for them to feel important. So if you're a female and you're watching this, I just want to let you know, biologically, your brain is not meant to have multiple partners. Your spiritualness, your physicalness, your pH balance, everything from your head to your toe is made a certain way so that you can have a specific purpose on this earth, and to make sure that you carry your modesty and to be a loving, amazing person. Don't let anyone see your beauty except the ones who are deserving. Don't sit here and let the media push you should show your body off more because it makes you empowered, when really all it's doing is imprisoning you into making you think that you have to show your body off to feel your worth. Now, a lot of women, especially in the media, like to say that men are insecure when they don't let their women go out the house halfway naked, and this, that, and the third. But those are also the same people who want to say that they're Christians, or want to say that they're Jewish, or they want to say that they're Muslims. In all three of these books, it literally tells you to dress modestly. Actually, if you want to be technical, even in the Christianity, you're supposed to wear a hijabi. Now, obviously, Muslims are a lot stricter with this. Some Christians do in some other foreign countries make their women wear hijabis. I understand that modern media and how things change over time, and I'm not saying every female watching this video should just go read the Bible, read the Quran, and then just turn into a religious hijabi church girl overnight. But I want you to take steps, and I would just really want people to open their mind and really realize what the world and the media is pushing on everybody. So with that all being said, I told y'all with religious, and I told y'all about I didn't get too into the biology, so I'm gonna try to get a little more into that. So when it comes to the science, it is a 100% fact that women who lose their virginity before marriage have almost like a 30 to 80% increase in divorce rates, versus women who save their modesty and they save their virginity for marriage. Usually their success rates are like 80 to 90% higher. I don't know the specific numbers, but I'll probably have it on the screen right here, and this is stuff you can even look into yourself. It is a fact. It is a 100% fact that a woman's mind is more pure. She's more respectful about herself. She's more secure about herself. She's more loving of herself whenever she saves her modesty for whoever she really cares to be with. Listen, when a female's having sex, and this is going to get a bit vulgar, but I really want y'all to understand this. When a female's having sex, they're laying down or bending over. They're moaning. They're showing vulnerability. They're giving whoever they're having sex with complete control over them. As society, we need to understand that that's really sacred. It's not something that women should be okay with letting anybody do. You should really save that experience, that vulnerability, to someone you truly love and want to be with. Make these dudes work for it. Make them work for it. You are more valuable than you could ever imagine. and you should not be letting yourself to anybody, because it's destroying your brain. It's destroying you spiritually and physically and mentally. Now, I'm not sitting here, I'm not finna be no cuck and be like, yeah, oh, do everything for women, make sure you kiss the ground that women walk on. I'm not saying that. I think that the most perfect thing that we can do in this world is strike a balance, and that's with anything. Whenever something is leaned more towards one way than the other, that's when issues happen. But when you strike a balance and you make sure that you're not getting too much or too less of anything, I think that's what makes a functioning society. And I think as men and women, we need to balance out our roles and make sure that we are both doing our part. So women need to stop exploiting themselves, stop feeling like their body and their skin is the only thing that gives them worth. And men also need to stop, being cucks and stop simping over these women and making them feel this way. Also, men are also doing a terrible job in a lot of things when it comes to working, when it comes to being the breadwinner, when it comes to really taking care of their woman and being a good dad and making sure that you're always on the grind and finding a way to provide. If us as men were doing better and we're actually doing our part, this wouldn't be an issue in the first place. It's the men who control the government system, and it's men who control Hollywood. It's men who control the social media. All these companies, all these foundations, all of this stuff is owned by men. So almost everything that is terrible in this world is men's fault, because they've pushed women to feel like this. They've pushed that agenda, and they're basically exploiting people for money. With this finally being said, I want to talk about marriage. Marriage is not that big of a deal. Whenever you say, I want to get married to your parents or something, they say, oh, this is a big thing. No, you need to see life first. You need to make sure you're doing this. A lot of people don't want to get married because they feel held down. A long time ago, marriage was just as simple as an agreement. And even in modern day in Islam, you can get married just by doing a nikah, which is an agreement with the tongue, saying and letting it be known to everybody, hey, y'all, we're married. And I forgot the word for it, but basically it's with words. You get married with words. It's that simple. And that's exactly how it was back in the day. That's exactly how it was back in the day. Marriage wasn't something that you needed a million papers and a million things to get married. You simply just said, I love this person. I want to be with this person. All right, we're married now. And it was that simple. But now companies has profited off of it, off of the wedding dress companies, the wedding companies, the paperwork, the divorce money. All of it is just a system that's built into pushing this agenda to make you think that marriage is a bigger deal than it actually is, so that y'all can sleep around and have all of the benefits and all the fun stuff of being married without actually carrying the responsibility of taking care of your woman, or a woman helping her husband, or making sure that each other are good. So that's the thing with this stuff, right? Is marriage is literally just a government and man-made thing that has been built on corporations to try to make people, to basically push brands. Almost 90% of the things on why we think a certain way, or why something is a certain way, or why we think shit is and why we have a certain mindset is literally what you've been pushed to think growing up, so that it can benefit the people with the higher power, so they can exploit you for money. And that's what they're doing with women. That's what they're doing with marriage. And that's the point I'm trying to make. So if you made it this far into the video, I love y'all. We can sit here and we can talk about this topic for hours, and even this one situation with women not being modest, it can stretch and it can string out into millions of other arguments, and we'll be sitting here talking all day about this. But I try to stay and keep it on topic as much as possible. If y'all have any questions, y'all can put a comment down below, or y'all can DM me on my personal Instagram right here on the screen. So my final message is, women, stay modest. Men, keep doing your job. I hope I answered a lot of your questions. I hope a lot of y'all agree with me. If you have an issue with it, you can of course comment and I'll do my best to explain to you. Make sure everyone stays respectful, loving, caring. And just to be clear, y'all, this isn't something I came up with. Like I said, this is stuff that you can look up. This is stuff that you can, you know what I'm saying? I had a lot of people disagree with a lot of the stuff that I said in my last video and telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. If you have an issue with anything that I say, or you think that I'm just spewing blasphemy, this is what you can do. Is you can go on your phone right now and you can go to the App Store. You can download this app called ChatGPT. Now what this app does, right, is you go to it and you can ask it any question and it will tell you the answer. So basically, like I said, if there's anything you disagree or you think I'm not telling the truth and you're sick of reading a bunch of articles and clicking links on Google because you can't find a solid answer, you can just go ahead and download ChatGPT. It is probably the most accurate and dependent source of information you could get from, because it tracks media from all over the web and tries to 100% verify it before it presents it to you. Obviously everything could be wrong and they say it's only 99.9% true and not 1000% true, but you get the gist, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, y'all, I love y'all boys. Like I said, y'all can DM me on my personal Instagram or you can comment down below. I want to tackle more topics like this and really get into more stuff and just keep spreading awareness, knowledge, and positivity to everybody. So put down in the comments anything you would like to talk about, any questions, any new video ideas that y'all want me to make, and I will do my best to do it, especially if it interests me. This is really something that I've been wanting to talk about and make a video on, and my wife presented me the idea and said, Booby, my wife calls me Booby, but she said, I go on YouTube, I want to look at stuff for the mental health and how having multiple partners and a bunch of sex affects the female's mental mind, and I can't really find any good ones, so who's better to make a video on it than you? And I said, that is an amazing idea, and that is what I'm here doing today. So love y'all boys. Make sure you comment Suzanne plus bling bling if you made it this far. I appreciate you so much. It is your boy Birdie, so the Birdie signing out. I love y'all boys. Make sure you comment Suzanne plus bling bling, like I said. And yeah.